Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and today we have a really fun video. Thanks to the folks at Holladay Distillery, I'm able to try the soft red wheat. I was really excited when I saw this product. I saw that there was a cask strength expression of their typical bottled and bond 6-year with rye recipe. Got that right up there, the Bin Holladay. I've done a video on that one. You can check it out right here. But they have a cask strength version of that, and then I saw that they had this soft red wheat, also bottled and bond, also 6 years old, from Missouri. 73% corn, 15% wheat, 12% malted barley. And we are going to go ahead and dive right on into this one. While I have you here, jump down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Help me grow the channel here in 2023. There have been a lot of really good wheated products that have come out so far this year, and I'm hoping that this one is no different to that. Let's look at the color here. Honey, golden like color, not super clinging. So there are not a lot of bottled and bond 6-year wheated profiles on here. However, we have seen several. Again, my last video where I compared the Bardstown Bourbon Company bottled and bond, and we compared that with the Wilderness Trail. So those are two, but we're really excited. Let's just dive into this one and see how this one treats us. Immediately on the nose, some nice caramels, red and purple fruits both. A nice sweet floral quality to it, like a nice fresh bouquet of freshly cut flowers, but it has a lot of vanilla cake-like sweetness. The caramels are moving more towards toffee. It's very pillowy. It seems very easy, very soft, elegant. Just a touch of herbal in there, a touch of like a grainy wood in there. It's not grain in terms of how we normally talk about grain, but it has a kind of a soft, grainy wood smell to it. Let's go ahead and dive in on the palate here. Oh yeah, very chewy, very soft, and pillowy is definitely the word. Silky, pillowy mouthfeel. There's some underlying softer wood tones. Again, with these big red fruit-like notes, it's not quite cherry. Maybe a little bit of raspberry coulis, a little bit of strawberry preserve in there. But what I like the most of it is this big creamy vanilla note. And the reason why I say that is because that kind of big vanilla pillowiness is something that I noticed a lot in the Weller line of wheateds that some of the other wheated products I've tried so far haven't really drawn out. Now, while this doesn't really get into the honey notes, I think it's a little bit more kind of caramel toffee than it gets into the honey sticky sweet. So maybe a little darker toned, but it's that pop of red fruit with the really, really creamy vanilla sweetness that makes it more familiar to the Weller line than some of the other wheateds. But we'll try the Bardstown Bourbon Company in just a minute. Yeah, the more you sip, it kind of has like a rich yet soft chocolate cake note in there. It's not overly dark or overly chocolatey, but definitely kind of has a sweet milk chocolate note in there. Let's go quickly while we have that fresh on the palate, and let's jump into the Bardstown Bourbon Company 6-year bottled and bond wheated as well, just for a quick comparison. Ooh, I feel like the Bardstown Bourbon Company has maybe a touch more spice, but with it, there are definitely more layers. There's definitely a little bit more nuance on the nose. A little bit of espresso, a little bit of brownie mixed in there with some of the usual kind of sweet, creamy suspects. Let's dive in on the palate. The Bardstown Bourbon Company definitely has a little bit more bite, and it's very oily in the mouthfeel. I feel like it has a little bit more malty chocolate kind of profile, a little heavier grip to it than the Holladay does. And honestly, it trails with maybe some more piercing citrus, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of orange zest. And I know there are a lot of people who are really big fans of this Bardstown Bourbon Company wheated. I am one of those. I just think that overall, it seemed to present a little heavier, kind of darker tone to the profile than I think I would have expected. Yes, some apple, a little bit of peachiness in there as well, but very deep, very rich. Let's quickly bounce back to the Holladay Soft Red Wheat. Even on the nose, again, it's so creamy, so silky, so sweet. You're getting more praline-like sweetness kind of jump out of the nose now. Actually, coming after the BBC, noticing maybe a little bit more of that peach stone fruit, maybe a little apricot, a little bit of pear juice. Go in for another sip. I feel maybe not quite as layered. You get into touches of banana cream pie, again with the strawberry and the raspberry, and a lot of vanilla cake-like, cupcake-like sweetness. Very decadent, a very easy, sweet drinking pour. I would honestly say it's pretty different than the Bardstown Bourbon Company, and honestly hard to say what camp I sit in. There's a lot of things I really like about this. I feel like this would be very easy to drink. It doesn't have as much depth as I typically look for in a pour, but that by no means that it is a bad pour in any way. Very enjoyable to drink, and again has more of the fruit and floral mixed with vanilla-like sweetness than the Bardstown Bourbon Company that is a little bit more spice, a little bit more depth, a little bit more low-toned as well. Maybe kind of a more all-arounded bourbon. Honestly, when I first opened it, I thought this is kind of different for a wheated bourbon. So if you're one who maybe also thought the Bardstown Bourbon Company was a little bit different for a wheated profile, then I think that you might really enjoy this Holladay 6-year soft red wheat. Guys, I hope that was informational to you. I hope that was helpful for anyone who hasn't tried this. If you're looking for another alternative somewhere in that like kind of $50, $60 price point, I actually forget what the MSRP is on that, but hopefully if I find that, I'll put it in the link down. I'll put it in the information down below for you all to have. But for those who are able to find and want something a little bit different, this Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 6-year bottled in bond from Holladay Distillery, a really nice sipper. I think you're going to see this one on the end of the list this year, accompanying a lot of other wheated bourbons and wheat whiskeys that I've had so far this year. I think that it's a really fun year for wheated products. So thanks so much for tuning in for another video, everybody. I hope it was informational. I hope you all enjoyed. If there's other things you want to hear me talk about in other videos on the channel, feel free to let me know. Leave me a comment down below or shoot me a message. I want to make sure I'm continuing to bring content that you're interested in hearing me talk about. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you all later.